We're in today with an HP DC5800 Microtower that has inside an Intel Core 2 Quad Q9550 with 4 cores and 4 threads, and we're gonna pair it up with this GTX 570 from EVGA with 480 shaders, 1.2 gig of VRAM GDDR5 running at 797 MHz on the core clock, 975 MHz on the memory clock, 320 bits bus width, DirectX 11, and the best thing I can do for this system is just jump in a couple of games and see how it holds. Let's go. Let's start with World of Tanks and see how it's performing here, because this is one of those games that it's showing me the true colors of the computer. I put medium details with 1080p, I have 100% render scale, and I got 20 FPS. Today's test is not about the video card itself, actually it's about the CPU, because in the future I want to put this computer to test other CPUs, and I'm interested on actually seeing how this GPU is holding with this Core 2 Quad CPU. You know, if it's working really nice, I will keep it. If not, I will swap the GPU and put something more powerful that doesn't bottleneck. Apparently on medium details doesn't work it. Maybe I can put render scale to 60%. Let's see, maybe we'll get more performance. Alright, so 28 FPS, not a good performance from this. Was lagging, so the GPU itself got 15% load. It's not okay on the CPU side. Okay, actually let's put dynamic resolution and see if it's helping. Maybe the resolution is too much. Let's go 1366. Does it help? Maybe it's gonna add more stress on the GPU. Not a lot of help here in this case. Okay, so in this situation it's not okay with the CPU. This is not okay, seriously, this is not okay. This is actually bad for this combination. I mean, I can understand nothing from this resolution. Look how horrible it looks. Daniel, can you make that MS Afterburner a little lower? Yeah, I made it a little lower, but still got 30 FPS here, and it's not okay. Holy smoke, it's lagging like hell. Okay, so medium detail is enough for this. Seriously, this is not good. On the VRAM side, on the video card, they got 900 allocated and 500 on process. It's utilizing the VRAM, not the core on the video card. 48 degrees is good, but not a lot of stress on the video card score. Now I managed to swap it with low details. Low details, apparently it's working totally different with this computer. Why is it so low on the video card's core? Seriously, use this video card a little more. Now listen, now I got 40-50 FPS. It's not that low now. I think I'm gonna get much better performance now in this situation. Exactly what are you doing there? Seriously. No, explain to me what the heck happened. It's very hard to make an old computer like this run properly, constant, and you know, this is the most important thing. I put a video card like this in the PC and maybe it's not the right one, you know, maybe I need to put a more powerful one, but got less consumption on this occasion. It's doing the right job here, this computer, but I need to play more games and see how it's performing. Seriously, this is not the right combination. Alright, I managed to understand where I have the problem. Why is my CPU on 90% load? Well, I have a small problem because when I built the PC, I didn't know I need DDR2 because this computer is running with DDR2. And now I managed to understand what's going on here, and I realized, wait, I got 5 gig of VRAM only. I had 2 sticks and I put every single stick of DDR that I had in my possession and tried to put it in this computer, and in this situation I can see that yeah, I got 4.7 gig of system RAM utilized. Look at that, 4.4, 4.5. This is not okay. Let's see if we can actually do something here, because this is a very interesting performance. I really appreciate how this computer is running, but this is the first time I'm seeing a CPU bottleneck, you know. In the future, I'm interested on actually downgrading the CPU. I want to test more CPUs, and this is going to be the most important thing ever. Farlight is one of those games that is light to the hardware, and seeing this performance with this, it just shows me there is hope for this computer. The spikes were real. It's lagging, it's holding, it's crackling, it's crashing, it's blue screen, it's freezing, everything. You know, the whole computer itself, it's bananas. What happened here? 0 degrees, 50% load. It just froze. We're gonna fix this by creating a page file. I think I can do it on a specific drive, and if I can do that, then every time they have something to process, I think it's gonna help with that page file. I think, you know, if you don't have the amount of look at this system RAM. So the CPU is 100%, the GPU 40% load, 1.2 gig of VRAM allocated, and 700 on process. So the video card is staying on the standby. It's acting as a buffer, but in some cases you see that is not enough, where the whole performance will swap to the GPU. But if the CPU doesn't do the job, the system doesn't do the job, then there is no chance here. Let's see in GTA 5 with 720p with normal details how this computer is holding. In this case, I put a virtual memory page file, and hopefully I get some stability in this situation. I managed to see in Farlight a couple of hiccups, like literally freezing. Maybe it's gonna help this page file to actually play the game, and whenever it's got a lot of problems, I'm thinking there is going to be a lot of push on the data on that file on the hard drive. I don't know if it's working. The only thing I can do is just take a drive and see if I can fill up that maybe system RAM. In this situation with this computer, the only thing I wanted to do is to see which one is bottlenecking. So the GPU, it's okay, but I think that if I put enough memory, I mean system RAM, the CPU is going to do the job really nice in the future, you know. So I need the memory, and I need a better video card in this case, and maybe even a power supply. No, because it's actually a good power supply that has two 6-pin connectors, and I don't need more than that, you know. 500 watts or something, it's enough for this computer. That I'm going to test CPUs and see them how they are performing online with the games and offline games, newer games and older games. I think this is actually enough. The only thing I wanted to do now is just see how it's performing with this 570. I like it, you know. I like this attitude this video card is offering me here, you know, but the computer itself needs a little more TLC. Look at that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So it's not hanging like it did in Farlight. It's just horrible frame time, and I think that is the result of working with the page file and the hard drive. I think that's the reason, but it's not hanging like that physically, you know. If I got 30 ms and it's still fluent, I will take it, you know, because this is how the LGA 775 is working with the memory, the CPU and the GPU. Look at the bugs. All right, so if you're wondering what's going to happen if you try to upgrade the computer like this is gonna happen. I'm trying to find games that works with this PC, because apparently it's very hard on this occasion. Seriously, I'm trying to find games that are starting. Some of them they are not working, some of them they are working. One is booting, one is crashing. I mean, all of them they are very hard on the system itself. Look at this. Every single game is doing like this. It's working 5-10 minutes and psh, bang. Only 4.5 gig of system RAM utilized. Maybe it's not crashing. I'm trying my best to put this video card in this computer in a playable position, because apparently it's very hard. So I disable every effect in this occasion. I managed to put this video card now on a good position, nearly 60% load with 60 degrees on the video card score. Now 60%, 70% load on the CPU, and only 4.3 gig of system RAM use. The moment it's reaching 5 gig, bang, it gives me a slap and it cracks. Seriously, it's very interesting to see this performance from this computer. I think that if I manage to fix that system RAM, I'm going to fix the performance on. The most stupid thing to find out is that the GPU that I managed to put in the computer is not very healthy. I managed to unlock the voltage, I managed to underclock just a little, you know, nearly 100 megabytes on the core of the video card, max out the fan speed, and 200 megahertz on the memory clock. And I put like nearly 50-70 millivolts on the core down in order to see if it's this is the problem. Like literally everywhere where I was going, everywhere I was starting a game, the whole video card was crashing, you know, like black screen and out, you know. And maybe that was the problem in Farlight and in Crossout. actually curious how it's controlling now the games. In Crossout I was very disappointed because it had a very nice performance, and I think it's going to be a very interesting performance from this video card, because the moment the video card doesn't have any load, the moment the CPU doesn't have any stress, like in this situation, because now I'm on 1080p with high details, you know, so you can see that the stress on the video card and the CPU, it's not that high, you know, so I don't understand where it's coming from, that stress. Regardless, it's doing exactly what I want, you know, it's working, and it's tripping me off with all kinds of problems. So in a situation like this, I have to change the memory now, I have to change the GPU, I want to find a better GPU that doesn't create any problems. I want a one that has a lot of VRAM and it doesn't consume a lot of wattage, and hopefully it's gonna be a better experience. This is the first time that, like, the computer, I just assemble it, I put a hard drive, I put a video card inside, I just started installing it and updating, and this is what I got, you know. It's not the first, how should I say, it's the first installation. From now on I want to change the GPU, I want to put more better memory, and in this case you're gonna see that this computer is gonna improve. And the moment I got something like stable, okay, now it's working really nice. I have a couple of trays of LGA CPUs, and that is going to be a very interesting test, you know, because I want to see all CPUs that are not meant to be on the computers to be played online and used as a daily driver. So it's going to be very interesting. But every moment I'm in the computer, I'm testing new stuff and I'm forcing myself to understand what is going on, you know. I'm getting better, even though it's on 700 megahertz with this video card, like only a couple of 797 or something, 97 megahertz I took from the video card. I'm learning, you know. This GTX 970, it's a bit disappointing, you know, to see it in this condition. I'm gonna take a look and see what's going on with this in the future, but yeah, I'm good now. I managed to put full dynamic light. I didn't want to butcher the whole experience here with the video card, so on full based on the water, you can see the edge is not on enhanced light DirectX 10 because it's faded there and it's transparent. Here it's on full dynamic light. I got 80-90% load on the GPU score. That is good. 53 degrees because I have maximum fan power, and 800 megabytes allocated and 500 processed. If I look at the city, 40, 50 FPS, because that's how it's working. But it's a good experience. It shows me that this computer, it's ready, you know. If I give it, unfortunately I didn't know about the video card because you know, I don't know, every month one dies. Seriously, sometimes it's like that, sometimes more than one per month, sometimes I get months and they are all working, you know, I have no problems. But at the end of the year I keep going with a bag in the loft and putting in the dead box, seriously, because they keep getting more and more on this occasion. Seriously, the solder, I think it's oxidizing, the heat doesn't like it. I have something here to remove moisture, but it's very hard and expensive, this hobby, seriously. In this situation you can see that the LGA computer it's holding now. I don't have only 30% load on the CPU, so with older games it will be much better to have this test, you know. If I put new games, you manage to see 100% load on the CPU, so it's going to butcher the whole thing. I need more RAM there for those games, but for older games like this computer needs, you see 3.8 gig of system RAM. And I was like, that, well, it's okay, you know, because every time I'm here, I'm only 3 gig of system RAM. That's okay. So 5 gig, it's okay. So I will say, you know what? In this case, it's doing a freaking nice job. Look at that. Only one core is 99% load, and it's 41 per general. All right, so I like it. I like how this video card is working here, and I like how this CPU is doing the job here. See? 40% load with only one core maxed. Actually, it's 2 cores are being utilized. Look at that. All right, interesting performance in S.T.A.L.K.E.R. I like it, I appreciate it, and I think I have to put more games like this, not new and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely interesting. Definitely an interesting performance here. This is a very interesting performance in Skyrim with this combination. I think it's meant for this type of games. You can actually see the CPU is doing a fantastic job with 30-40% load on the CPU. With all of the cores are working perfectly. In S.T.A.L.K.E.R it did had only 1 or 2 cores utilized, but here is doing great. I got 1080p with medium details and 3.4 gig of system RAM utilized. So this is the ideal condition for this, you know. 40-50% load on the GPU side, 48 degrees because I maxed it out and I don't want it to crash, and only 600 megabytes of VRAM allocated with 400 process. I think there is room for here, so I can go maybe high details or maximum, but I just wanted to see how it's performing with stable conditions. You know, I wanted to see perfect linear FPS, you know, if it's possible, if it's stable, because in this test, in whatever I've done today, it was just the first time, you know, just click install and I didn't manage to understand nothing what's going on with this PC. This is literally the first experience with this computer, and I'm very happy that I managed to put this Windows 10 in the PC and put this video card. But in the future I'm gonna change the video card and put more system RAM in this computer, and hopefully everything will be okay. Apparently it's very hard to find good DDR too, you know, and they are very hard to actually find it. In this situation, the only thing I can say that this computer is going to be a very nice machine that I can test LGA 775 CPUs. It's going to be very interesting. You do not understand how many times I was almost on the button to stop recording this. Seriously, I was so ready on abandoning this project, this video, seriously, because it crashed so many times. I don't understand why. I was like, what's going on? Why is it this a problem, you know? And I was like, now I realize is maybe this video card has got a problem with the core, you know, because it's a Fermi video card. And most of the time, whenever I'm testing all video cards like this, you know, they tend to have problems, you know, the core, they die, they memory crashes. Tesla and Fermi, they are all known to die with time, and that's it. This is how they go down. You know, the moment you play, at one point it gives you a blue screen, maybe it gives you a black screen, it crashes from the game, you keep insisting, you have new thermal paste on it, you keep going, keep using it, and at one point that's it. Every time you enter Windows, it just black screen or doesn't enter. 100% sure that if I had a different type of video card today with those games, I would have had a different type of performance. But I have many problems with this computer. One, it's the system RAM, the video card, maybe the CPU. Maybe I need a new thermal paste on the CPU because I've seen 72, 75 degrees on the CPU. I don't know if it's throttling. This computer is a very old machine that I keep carrying with me. I had it long time ago, and I had this one with an AMD version that I managed to take it to the recycle because I didn't want to keep it anymore because it was an old machine. I regret it now because I had an X4 AMD there. I have the CPU, but I don't have the main board. I have a main board, but I don't have case to put it on and mount the whole computer. I want to test more old computer CPUs. Old CPUs are very interesting because they are very cheap, you know, and I noticed there's a lot of people going back on the operating systems like XP and Windows 7, and if you manage to put with a system like this, is going to be fantastic, you know, with all games. Everybody wants to disconnect from online, you know, they want to find all games and play offline and have no more problems. This is a very interesting idea, and I think making a machine like this is going to be very beneficial for you and for a lot of people, seriously. Next time is going to be better, so hopefully you're going to see something different. If you have any suggestion for this machine or for the next video card, make sure you leave a comment, smash that like button, and I will see you very soon.